You're listening to BBC Three Counties Radio. It's Nick Coffer for another 20 minutes or so before Rob joins you from 3. And he will be finding out why experts in Bedfordshire are trying to DNA test a pear, as in the fruit. Pear. I have no idea either. That's all coming up from 3. Composer and musician Madam Wakeling from Gravely has composed a unique album to mark the 100th anniversary of the Battle of the Somme. His great-grandfather fought at the Somme and was the only one of his friends to return home. The album uses music, dialogue and stories to tell the real stories and events from the Great War. Glen Stanway from Royston is the narrator, and Adam is hoping to raise money for Help the Heroes. Glen, last time I saw you were talking about martial arts.
That's right, yeah.
And you've gone and injured yourself.
Yes, actually, I coach gymnastics as well. It was doing that, but so no martial arts today.
What did you do?
I was supporting someone doing a handspring and my bicep detached.
All right. Now, how does that happen?
It was because I had a sudden weight on my twisted and bent arm.
What's it detaching from?
The tendon detached from the bone.
Oh, okay.
So I've had an operation.
Too much information. When does that become good again?
I have my next X-ray in September, and hopefully I can start doing some strength work.
I feel really, in the tiny bicep that I have, I feel slightly unwell. Adam, I know that you've been composing music for a long time, for a couple of decades. You also have a day job, which we can barely talk about, but I want to at least mention because it is really interesting. You work where?
I work for a company called MBDA in Stevenage. And that's weapon systems, missile systems. But I think that's about all I can say at the moment.
Just thinking of a follow-up question, but you're probably... I wasn't even aware that they existed there, actually. I mean, just as a sense, I mean, is it a big place, lots of people working there?
Yeah, it's a big place. It used to be the British Aerospace site.
Okay, now it makes sense, yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of people doing stuff they can't talk about.
Exactly.
Especially on live radio.
Yes.
Do they make you sign up really confidential things?
Yes, they do.
And does your job depend on it?
It does.
It does. Okay, let me take a little bit of paper there and move swiftly. I don't want them coming to look for me, bearing in mind what it is they build there. Your great-grandfather, Battle of the Somme, when did you find out about his story?
Oh, I was quite young. My mum and dad used to tell me about it, and I've had an interest in the First World War ever since then, so it must have been about 10. And I know that he was in the 7th Battalion, Suffolk Regiment.
Okay.
And, he joined up. He was in one of the Powers Battalions. And he was the only one out of all of his friends to come back alive.
It's astonishing.
First day of the Somme, they all went over. He got hit as well, but he managed to survive it. But every one of his friends was lost.
Did your dad know him?
I think he probably did. Yeah. I mean, I think I was about 4 when he died. So yeah.
Oh, so in which case your dad must have known him.
Yes, exactly.
doing some very simple maths there. Yes. But if you were born and he was still alive, then your dad would have been alive for you to have been conceived, and therefore your dad would have known him. Is he talked about in the family? So I'm just helping him out there, Glen. Is he talked about in the family?
Yeah. I mean, he was on my mum's side. So, it's...
Oh, because did your mum know? Should have been the question.
Yeah, of course she did.
Yeah. Oh, now explains why you were confused as to why would my dad know? It was on my mum's side. I digress. Did he leave any diaries? Any?
No. There's I'd heard that he never really wanted to discuss or talk about it. What he saw and everything. So, yeah, it must have been horrifying.
How's it felt in the last week or so? I mean, we covered this extensively, both in an outside broadcast in Thiepval 6 weeks ago, and equally we sort of relived that outside broadcast last Friday. How's it felt for you as having had this family member so closely involved?
It's been kind of special, and I know, I've been working on this project for the past few years. And I really wanted to get this song for the Battle of the Somme ready before the 100th anniversary. So this is just from the middle of the musical, of the album. So
what is it you've done? The sense I get from it, having heard extracts from it, is you've kind of gone on a War of the Worlds theme, or a War of the Worlds feel.
Exactly. War of the Worlds, Jeff Wayne's War of the Worlds has always been a massive influence to me. I grew up with it. My dad had it on vinyl. I kept pestering him to play it. So and I always loved it and wanted to do something similar.
So this style of narrative, voice, music, atmosphere.
Exactly, yeah. This, with the First World War, it's 100 years ago. It's very current, and anyone that listens to it, I want them to be immersed in it and actually try and get a good sense of the atmosphere.
So Glenn, you narrate parts of the album. How did you get involved?
Funny enough, I worked on a music video with Adam as an acting job, and then we did a short film after that. And he said, "I'm working on this project, and I think you've got a good voice for it." I'm a big fan of War of the Worlds as well, and also he was gearing the project to raise money for Help for Heroes. So I thought this is a good job for me, good experience for me in terms of acting. And it's for a worthwhile cause as well. And I've actually learned a lot from being involved in the project. I had a basic idea of what happened in the war and the Battle of the Somme, but the details, Adam's done a lot of research into it, and he's tried to stick to authentic events and facts. So I've learned a lot in the process as well, so I've been really enjoying it.
Well, let's hear a little extract. It's from Adam's song. Glen's narrating the lead up to the battle.
The Battle of the Somme would live on as the most devastating event in British Army history. It was here that most of Kitchener's army would see action for the first time. The battle would become synonymous with the horror and brutality of the Great War. The battle would last for 141 days, but on the first day alone, the British Army had suffered almost 60,000 casualties. The Somme offensive was in response to the German assault on the French allies at the fortress town of Verdun. The battle at Verdun had been raging from February 1916, and now it was escalating. A diversion was needed to bring the German forces away from Verdun so the French forces could recover and regroup. It was for this reason that the Somme offensive was instigated. It was June 1916, and the men of the 10th Battalion were positioned at Baliumont. Their position was on the fringes of one of the bloodiest battles of the Great War, and although they were not directly involved on the first day of the Big Push, they would go on to fight in the later stages of the battle.
Looking at this as a whole, as an album, Adam, I'm going to say, why have you done this? And I understand your reasons for wanting to mark your great-grandfather's history. I understand your reasons for wanting to mark the 100th anniversary of the Battle of the Somme. I understand all of the sort of the moral reasons. But it's a big project to undertake and to spend 2 years on. What are you hoping to get out of it? Are you hoping to be, the new War of the Worlds?
Well, the initial thing was I really wanted to do it for charity. I wanted to do it for some forces charities. I managed to get Help for Heroes on board only a couple of months ago. They'd heard a couple of demos and a couple of songs. They were really, really interested. And I want to raise as much as I can for Help for Heroes. And I'm hoping that we can get some big names, some famous names on board. Because as we know, it's the big names that sell.
Of course.
And so we can.
So the single is available now. How are you raising money? How can listeners perhaps get involved in that part of it?
It's available. It came out on Friday. It's available on iTunes, Amazon, most of the online stores. At the moment, only digital downloads. But in time, as and when we release more singles and perhaps we get some big names on board, then we may have CDs as well.
Will the album be available as a whole?
The album will be available, but it'll probably be not until the end of next year, perhaps 2018.
Okay.
But during
Why are you waiting so long?
We've only written half of it.
Okay.
So, still got a way to go.
So, the name of the song that you're looking for on the online streaming websites is?
It's Somme, The First Day.
Somme, The First Day. Proceeds going to Help for Heroes.
Yep.
Everything?
100% is going to Help for Heroes.
So obviously the streamers take their percentage and then everything that's left goes straight to the...
Exactly.
You've got a Facebook page as well, haven't you?
I do. And that's facebook.com/The Great War, A Hero's Tale.
Great stuff. Good luck with it. I hope it does raise some money and that you get the people on board that you want to.
Thank you.
Glenn, try and look after that bicep of yours. You know, having a detached bicep is not sensible.
No.
But I think
but these things happen.
I think you probably knew that already. You get yourself better and back to throwing people across rooms, which
Thank
is
you.
your other day job. It's 10 to 3. This is Nick Coffer on BBC Three Counties Radio.